Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And a special shout out to a new Patreon, Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett is a new Patreon to help support our journey. Thank you so much. And if you would like to become a Patreon again, thanks so much if you are one. And if you're not, look in the description below and click that Patreon link. $1 a month, you forget all about it, and it helps me quite a bit. All right, it's St. Patty's week. It is Tuesday. St. Patty's Day is going to be Friday. We're in the March of 2023, and I am going to be doing a special St. Patty's Irish review and talking about some of the Irish whiskeys that I have open as well. Maybe even incorporate a quick little blind taste to pick the best of show. And as you can see, I'm also celebrating with a nice bottle of Guinness Extra Stout. This one's 5.6% ABV, and it's got a little more heft than your traditional Guinness draft, okay, which is much lighter and lower ABV. And it's in my my custom glass here with my name etched on it. Guinness does that as a promotion at a lot of Irish pubs. We have a nice Irish pub here in Falmouth, Massachusetts, called Liam Maguire's. Okay, boy, that's good. All right, today we're going to be talking about and reviewing Old Ballantruan, heavily peated, non-age stated, 50% ABV, non-chill filtered, no mention of color, although if they do, which they might, it's minimal in my opinion. And Old Ballantruan is made by the Tomintoul distillery in the Speyside region of Scotland. And after trying this, I'm intrigued to try a more, well, non-peated, but a more bourbon-influenced Tomintoul. But unfortunately, it seems that most of the Tomintoul core range is very low ABV. I think 40%, maybe 43%, but most of them are 40%, probably chill filtered, probably colored. I am looking for, there's a Tomintoul 14-year-old. Now, there's a Tomintoul 14-year-old that's a port finished, which I'm not interested in, but there's a Tomintoul 14-year-old that I think is mostly ex-bourbon that I would really like to try. And that one, I believe, is at 46% non-chill filtered. So I haven't been able to find it anywhere. So if anybody knows where there's a Tomintoul 14-year-old, 46% ex-bourbon, put that in the description below. I live, you know where I live. I live in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So if it's within that Mass, Rhode Island, New Hampshire area. All right. This particular bottling is from 2013. Okay, so this has been sitting on the shelf for a long time. It retails in my area for about $50. Again, it's a non-age stated, and Old Ballantruan also has a 10-year and possibly a 15-year. I know they used to have a 15-year, but last time I visited their website, I don't recall seeing the 15-year on the website. But they are out there, 10-year and 15. I have not tried them, but after trying this, if I ever see a 10 or a 15-year-old Old Ballantruan, I would definitely, without hesitation, pick it up. This is going to get a good review. Again, we have no idea how old it is, and there's no mention of what the maturation is. I'm guessing it's mostly ex-bourbon, if not all ex-bourbon, but I'm not sure. They don't really say. And I guess the claim to fame from Tomintoul is that they use their own spring water, on site to make this. And this is malted at 55 ppm, which is quite high. I don't know if that's measured. I'm guessing that's measured pre-distillate, pre-fermentation, but I'm not sure. They do say it's 55 ppm. All right, let's get on with the review, shall we? Okay, right off the bat, the nose is awesome. If you told me this was an Ardbeg special release, I would believe you. To me, though, it's like the nose is Ardbeg meets Lagavulin. The best of Ardbeg, the best of Lagavulin. That's what you're smelling in the nose. A slight vegetalness there, a slight medicinal note. The medicinal note is more prominent than the vegetal. Also, too, what I'm getting on the nose is if you ever made your own maple syrup, you tap a sugar maple tree, which I've done, and that sap, which is really mostly water, you gather in your containers, and then you put it over a fire, and you bring it to a boil. And when you do that, the maple essence is really, coming through as it reduces to the concentrate of the maple syrup. So I'm getting that maple syrup boil smell, okay? Like a sap to syrup. All right. As far as, I want to say it's not fruity, but besides the peat and the smoke and the Ardbeg and the Lagavulin, there are some berried fruit-like notes in there, okay? All right, on the palate. A nice mouthfeel. Definitely a little bit oaky. You are getting that oak, that predominant oak spice, like you would from a heavily charred cask. So it's definitely, if you're into heavily peated, heavily smokied scotches with some oomph to them, this would be right up your alley. A little sweetness there. Now I'm getting what I wanted to say in the nose. There's a little bit of melon there, probably more like a honeydew melon. That would be my fruit note, and that's what I think, probably picking up on the nose. That melonness. But it is, the finish is, a lingering oak spice, peat that stays in your mouth and on your tongue for quite a while. But very, for 50%, it's you're not getting any alcohol burn. I'm not picking up any youth here. I think it's, for what it is, I think it's well aged. If they have a 10 and 15-year-old, I'm just guessing that this is well over 5 years old, probably closer to 7 or 8. Okay, but that's just speculation on my part. The finish is medium, but I'll give the caveat of saying medium to long, because that peat and oak spice, it stays there for a while. If this is your last dram of the night, the next morning you'll still be you'll still know that you had this, for sure. For my enjoyment, what's my score for this? All day long, between an 86 and an 87, possibly a little bit higher, but I'm trying to be more conservative with my scoring system. But I would, for for $50 and maybe a little bit, even a little bit more, if you're really into peat. It's not overly complex, but it has enough there to hold your interest, and by no means is it, just a one-dimensional, wham bam kind of a deal. Each time I go to it, I'm always pleasantly surprised. So 86 to 87, I think is a honest score for this. Some people might score a little bit higher, and maybe some people might score it a point or two lower. But it's a recommendation for sure. So I don't want to carry on too much longer than that. So I hope you enjoyed today's review. Enjoy your Guinness for St. Patty's Week. The end of the week, I am going to be reviewing not a brand new, but new to me that I haven't reviewed, an Irish whiskey that has been highly acclaimed by whoever's had it. And I also might do a quick blind of some of the open Irish bottles that I have and just pick a quick best of show. But it won't be a long and drawn out thing by any means. But I'm not sure when I'm going to do that video. St. Patty's Day is Friday. It'll probably be Thursday or Friday. We'll see. But hope you enjoyed today's show. Consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And another shout out to Mike Bennett as the newest Patreon that's coming on board. Hats off to all, and happy St. Patty's Week.